Welcome to Pawnee, Indiana, the greatest town in America, the fourth obese city in America, and home to Sweetums and everybody's favorite mini horse, little Sebastian. Today, we will be talking about one of the greatest television shows of all time, Parks and Recreation. Over the course of this podcast, we will be discussing iconic characters, memorable moments, and how a proposed spinoff of The Office turned into something greater. I am your host, William DeVere, and let's talk about Parks and Rec. Let's begin the episode by starting it. The first thing we are going to talk about is the first thing we are going to talk about. Today, we are going to discuss about the great April Ludgate. Aubrey Plaza is just amazing. April is incredible. Aubrey does such a good job portraying April. April is weird. She's everything you want a person to be in life. She's dark. She's sarcastic. She can sometimes be nice, but most of the time she is not nice at all. But she's also a really funny character and can be sweet at times when April gets what she wants. But April is basically the adult version of Wednesday. She loves blood. When Andy and April wanted to throw a Halloween party, she said there wanted to be bodies. She cares about dark things, and there was one line, where did you get that dress? In one episode, and April replies, I was buried in it. One thing I had talked about on this podcast before was April is an Anne, so Anne would be Enid, and April is Wednesday. And most of the time, April wears a lot of dark colors, and she really doesn't care about her job and is very sarcastic and really mean, actually. But we love April because she always comes around. Like Wednesday, she can always save the day. So the best relationship April has on the show is April and Andy. Their relationship is great. I love every second of it. Chris Pratt and Aubrey Plaza are just so good together. I am thankful that they got Andy out of that pit and made him work at the shoe shine stand, and so we can meet April. They are very much alike. They are immature a little bit. I mean, Andy's kind of like a golden retriever, and April is a cat. But they're really funny together, and April supports all of Andy's weird things like Burt Macklin and Johnny Karate and all that cool stuff. They have a lot of funny moments together. Their wedding is one of my favorite moments, when it was supposed to be a get-together. Instead, let's have a wedding. And their wedding is very funny. You have April's former boyfriend and his boyfriend walk down the aisle as flower boys, and it's really funny to see. And their house is very funny. They have like zero furniture, zero plates. Andy keeps his taxes in the freezer. April spent like all the Ben's rent on a video game, and they eat dinner on a Frisbee. It's just really funny. And April even explicitly says that she likes Champion better than Humans, which is pretty funny. And Champion is the coolest dog ever, even if he does have 3 legs. So the next relationship we're going to be talking about is the next relationship we are going to talk about. So next is April and Ron. So I love their relationship. You know, April and Ron are very similar. They both hate their jobs. They both don't care what other people think of them. They go for life just being themselves. And congratulations to them, because they're my 2 favorite characters on this show. Sorry, Leslie. But I love Leslie still, of course. But they're really cool together, even when April accidentally schedules 94 meetings, which we'll talk about later. And, April was one of the first people to know that Ron is really Duke Silver, which we forgot to mention when we did the podcast on Ron. And I apologize for that. But those two are really much alike, and it's really fun to see the two of them by each other. So next is April and Anne, aka Enid and Wednesday. So April hates Anne. It's pretty evident when Anne wanted to drive April down to Bloomington to look at college classes. She asked Anne to ride in the truck, which is pretty funny, and April was really happy when Anne left, but Anne tries to be April's friend, but April, it's really hard to get April to be nice because technically she's dark and will stay that way, which she probably should and stuff. So next is April and Leslie. So I could tell at the beginning April thinks Leslie is lame. She doesn't get why Leslie's so lively and has to do everything in the world. Like when Leslie has the telephone, she's like, oh, we have to work tonight. And like when she was like an intern there, she always looked at her phone when April and Leslie went out to the public. But as the show progressed, you start to see Leslie become a mentor to April, which was really beautiful. Like she helped April see what she really wanted to do. And she was truly a good person. That's why Leslie deserves all the attention she gets. So next is April and Gary, Terry, Larry, and Jerry. First off, why does she hate him so much? He didn't do anything. And when there's a line that says, can you Photoshop your life with better decisions, Jerry? And it's really funny. And she bumps into him all the time. She laughs when he spills something. It's really sad. April, I love you, but you got to be nice to him, okay? Because Gary, Terry, Larry, Jerry has it so much better than you. So next is we're going to be talking about April's weird friend, Orrin. So Orrin's weird, okay? Orrin's the definition of the weird kid, and you can really tell about it. So Orrin is just plain weird. Like he stares at people, he tells people when they're gonna die and stuff. But Leslie does not like Orrin. She, even when they go to the show, April really loves it because it's of course Orrin. And April's weird too, but Leslie does not like Orrin at all. So the last relationship, which I think is very weird, is April's parents. So April's parents are the opposite. April must be adopted, okay, because her parents are the most lively people. When Ron came to her house that one time, they said, welcome to Castle Ludgate. They're just the nicest people, and they have the socially awkward, strange two girls, and her sister's pretty much like April also, like very dark also. So now it's time to talk about our top 5 favorite April moments. So coming in at number 5 is April competing in Miss Pawnee Season 2 Episode 3 titled Beauty Pageant. I love that episode just because of what Leslie does, but another one of my favorites because of April. So April competes in Miss Pawnee because she thinks she likes, there's going to be money for a prize. So she says, hi, I'm April Ludgate. I like people, places, and things. And she does impressions of her sister and impressions of her boss, Leslie Knope, right in front of her, and for the talent section. And She eventually drops out because she learns that the prize is a $600 fence of her choosing, and April's like, I don't want a fence, I want money. This pageant was lame. I agree, April. It was pretty lame. Coming in at number 4 is April explains the house rules to Ben, season 3, episode 11, Jerry's painting. Now, Ben is new to Pawnee, and he needs a place to live instead of a cheap motel that probably has bed bugs. So Ben is allowed to stay at April and Andy's house. And Andy's pretty excited. He's pretty cool to have another guy in the house. But April, she said, you can't use the TV after breakfast. You have to climb for the window. You can only speak to me in the formal usted. I really think that April did not want Ben to come here. She probably thought he was lame, but Andy said, come on in. So, at number 3 is April scheduled 94 meetings for March 31st, season 2, episode 21, 94 meetings. So, April, as the worst assistant in the world, she decides to put all meetings aside for one day, March 31st, because she thought 30 days, half September, April, March, and November, when she really forgot it was June. So on the morning of March 31st, there's like all these people standing in the lobby, and April has to help with all these meetings. And we see April kind of be fake for a moment. We kind of see her be social and stuff to one thing. She responds to this one lady's business, and afterwards she says, I don't even know what I said. So, coming in number 2 is April Loves Ben's Prey, season 6, episode 11, New Beginnings. So, I don't remember what happened in that episode, but I remember that Ben was gonna, because I believe that Donna and April pretended that Ben got arrested and they had him go to jail. So, in return, that Ben decided, hey, why don't we crash into the river or something? And it kind of misfired. Donna did not like the prank at all. She swore, which was pretty funny. And Andy accidentally pushed the device that would shoot all the fake blood up. So all the fake blood splattered everywhere, even on April, who loves blood. And she says, thank you. And she grabs her picture with him. It's really funny to see because that truly brings out who April really is. And finally, coming in at number 1 is my personal favorite, April Meets Jennifer, season 6, episode 4, Doppelgangers. Now, I talked about Eagleton Run last time, but for this time, when she meets Jennifer, it's really funny. April seems to like all the people that are like crazy or like weird. Like, for example, she worshipped Tammy One, even though Tammy One was a pedophile, and she loved Joan, who we're gonna have to do a whole episode on her. It is coming about Joan Calamezzo, which she was impressed with her book. But my favorite out of those was April likes Jennifer, who is probably the polar opposite. Like, Jennifer she's funny. Like, her original name was Jennifer, and she switched it to Jennifer. I really like it. It makes me laugh so hard. They sit in the commons area and drink something. So that is all the time we have for today. Great podcast today. Thank you for tuning in to listen. Next time we will be talking about Chris Pratt's Andy Dwyer. And I will see you next time.